Let's go. I'm Christopher Pitt, and welcome to the Pursuit to Own podcast. At Pursuit to Own, we are pursuing ownership at every level of life. Whether it's mindset, business, life, or real estate, our goal is to get you from renting to owning your future. See, I felt the pain of poverty growing up as a sharecropper in zip code 27843. I understand the struggle of living in a one-bedroom shack, owning nothing, not even running water. But I turned that pain into purpose by becoming a premier affordable housing community developer, providing 27,843 ownership opportunities in marginalized communities. Here's the truth. Ownership starts in your mind, regardless of your situation or location. Whether you are escaping the poverty trap, buying a home, or starting a business, the pursuit to own mindset is the key to unlocking your zip code and success. Join me to discuss new innovative ways to own real estate with tokenization, blockchain, crowdfunding, fractional ownership, and so much more. Let's go. Welcome back to the Pursuit to Own podcast, where we want you owning at every level of life. Yes, me, Christopher Pitt, we're back for another hot one today. See, today we're going to build on what we talked about last week. And last week was all about that first step. Do you remember what the first step was? The first step is always look into the mirror, right? We need to look into ourselves to figure out who we are so that we can make sure that our plan aligns with where we're trying to go. Because if you don't understand your strengths and your weaknesses, it's going to be very hard for you to encounter things and overcome things, correct? So that's what it's all about. Step one, whether you are just starting something new in your life, buying real estate, it doesn't matter. Step one is always look at the mirror. That person has been with you forever, and that person will continue to be with you forever. So again, I'm going to need you to treat that person a little bit nicer, because that person right there will always have your back. But as we transition to what we're going to go from step one to step two, we're going to talk about some awesome things that always come up when I'm talking to people about just starting new things in life, buying their first property in life, home ownership. These are the things that comes up, most of the times when I have conversations with people. So today, we're going to talk about the 3 stresses that you will encounter, right? It is 3 stresses you will encounter on your journey. We're going to break that down today. But we're also going to talk about the 3 stages to success. And we're going to break that down today, right? So we got a lot of feedback about stress, right? Here's the deal, guys. You will have stress regardless what path you take. I want to make that extremely clear. You will have some level of stress, whatever path you take. Right? So the first, I say scenario is just stress from the struggle, right? We know a lot of people fall into this bucket. I was in that bucket, right? That bad bucket of life. These are the individuals that are working hard, but it's paycheck to paycheck, and anything can go wrong at any moment. I mean, it's a lot of life happening to those people, right? It can be $100 problems feels like $10,000 problems to them, right? Because it set off a chain of events that they can't really prepare for based on one simple thing. Right? Sometimes it could be your tire blew out. It could be anything, right? It could just be any of these day-to-day things that can derail your life. So for me, that is a stressful life, right? Because you never know. Every day you're thinking about every single thing, right? Because one thing can go wrong. One little thing, your kid gets sick. Now you can't go to work. Oh, you don't have PTO. What are you going to do? Now you got to make decisions around, do I keep my job? Do I take care of my kid, right? These are the hard decisions people make when they're in that struggle season in their life, right? Again, people that are working. I'm talking about the missing middle, right? I'm talking about the people that make enough money just to barely live, but make too much to get any kind of assistance from anywhere, right? You're on your own. It's you and that person in the mirror when you're in that struggle stage and you're working middle, right? So I do a lot of work around those individuals because I understand it, because I've been through all of these stages, right? And that's tough, right? You have to make a decision of whether I don't work and I try to get assistance from the government or some other organization, right? But if I do work, I can't afford health care. I can't afford child care. I can't afford one missed check, right? That is stressful, right? So you can't have people making the best decisions when they're under that amount of stress, right? So the first stress we're going to talk about is just the stress and the struggle as described, right? Meaning that you wake up every day with stress because you never know what is going to be the one thing that's going to throw your day, your week, your month off, right? So then we're going to move on to the second level of stress. See, this is where a lot of people fall into the bucket, right? And what we're going to call this is like stress from self-sabotaging. That's right. Self-sabotaging, right? That means when you have an opportunity that is presented, that deep down inside, you feel like that is something you should be able to accomplish. But instead of digging down and going for it, what we do is found that one out, that one thing that can disqualify us so we don't feel guilty about not trying to succeed, right? Self-sabotage, right? There's an opportunity at your work, your job, that you know this position is coming open, right? But you don't prepare yourself and you don't, take the necessary steps to even put yourself in position, right? To even be interviewed because you self-sabotage. What you would say is, well, the other people have these other degrees, so I'm not going to waste my time. That's self-sabotage. We do that because that's a coping mechanism. Trust me, I know. Look, trust me, I know the struggles of poverty, right? I know what you're going through. So instead of going for the thing in life that can actually benefit you in life, you rather find the way out. And you know what comes with that? Stress. Because at some point further in the future, you're going to realize how big of a mistake that was. And then that leads to remorse. And now you're trying to fix something that you can't fix ever. And that's called a past. It's nothing you can do to rewrite your past. The only opportunity you have is to create your future, right? Cannot rewrite your past. You can only create your future. So not only now are you just stressed from struggling, you're stressed from the guilt you have on yourself internally. You're not telling anyone this. This is internal guilt that you have because deep down inside, you self-sabotage yourself. Because what we're not willing to do at this stage is we can't take another loss, right? That's why we self-sabotage. We can't get ourselves in a position and think about it not working. Like we cannot take another thing that does not work for us, right? So it's a lot easier to take the off ramp, find a reason why I disqualify myself. Can't do that, guys. Like literally, we can't do that. And I know it's easier to be said than done. But if you become aware of where you're at, right? If you're struggling, you can sense that level of stress because it's just a struggle. It's that part of the season. It's not forever. It's a season in your life if you really get your mindset around this. It's a season. Now, the self-sabotaging, that's all confidence in yourself, right? Because if you're down here struggling, it's always feel like it's things external that is happening to you, not for you, right? To you. So you have all these things happening to you, and you're just dealing with it. But when you self-sabotage, that means that you have an opportunity to help yourself, and you chose not to. And that leads to remorse and guilt. Again, we all go through it. We all go through it. I'm not telling you anything that I haven't personally went through myself. All right? Let's talk about the third stress. And this is the best stress, right? You're going to struggle. You're going to have stress when you struggle. You're going to have stress when you self-sabotage. So if you already have this level of stress, let's get the stress to success, right? if you take a stance in your life and say, look, I understand all of these things that are happening, some out of my control, some things I do control, but I am making a commitment to myself to pull myself through this season. That is the stress that comes from success. Because what you're doing is you're trying to defy the odds, right? Because I understand you feel boxed in. Everything is around you falling. It is hard for someone to see everything around them falling. And you still got the courage to keep walking forward, to keep going up them stairs, even though you see everything. The ceiling is falling. You still got to go up them stairs, though, right? I know what it feels like. But it's worth it. Because if you get to that stress in your life, that means you have overcome the stress or struggle. That means that you understand that that struggle is just for a season. That struggle is just for a season. You know there's a way out. There's an end date to this struggle. I just got to get to here, right? That also means you have got past the stage of self-sabotaging, right? You create a new goal. You never did it before. It's a huge aspiration to get to a new level you've never been. But you committed to yourself that you're not going to be the reason why you didn't get it. You're going to put it all on the table, and you're going to go for it with tenacity because that's what you need to change your life, right? It is nothing guaranteed about it. But the fact is you're putting yourself in position, and that's powerful. Because here's the thing. If you just want struggles to keep happening, all you have to do in your life is nothing. If you do nothing, your life will continue on the path that you're currently on. That's the truth. So at some point, you got to get sick and tired of that life and commit, right? And that is a powerful stance. It does not mean it's easy. I told you, stress comes with all of these steps or seasons we go through. But it's going to take a lot of internal belief in you to get you to the next stage, right? Now, let's talk about stages, right? I said we also got the 3 stages of success, right? 3 stages. So let's start with hope. Hope is the first stage we have, right? When something goes wrong in your life, right? The first thing you hear out of most people's mouths or yours is, I hope things work out for me. I hope I can get this taken care of. See, the problem with hope is it is very indirect to the actual result you're trying to achieve, right? You're hoping. Hoping means it's like I'm looking for something externally to maybe help me to get my desired result. The problem with that is you're putting all of the ownership into someone else or something else that you don't control. So you are not in control of your own destiny when you just hope. And we all do it. Why? Because hope is just it's the first step to inspiration, right? You hope something. It's just that initial feeling you get. I hope this works, right? It's a positive step forward, but it's not enough. It's not enough. You hope. But the thing that also why you're in, this is my step 1 to success, is because when you just hope, you don't have a lot of sweat equity into that hope, right? Meaning that you're not really working hard to get that result because you're just hoping it works out for you, right? You're not being intentional. You're not hitting it with tenacity. You're just hoping, right? I want you to understand that hope is a positive step. Hope is not enough. Hope is not enough. So once we get you out of hope, right, the hope stage, we got to get you into the belief. Now we got something going. See, if I can get you from hope to belief, what just happened? See, belief requires something different than hope. See, belief requires something that you believe is attainable. Belief is based on a desired path you have identified to get you to your goal or result, right? That's what belief is. That means you have identified a path to your result or to your transformation, right? You have identified it. Why is that important? Because now, because you know where you're going or you know what road you're going down, that takes off some of the level of the stress that you're having, so that you're just not stressing about the unknown and if it happens or not. And you're more using that energy to now execute in your belief stage. And belief stage is powerful, man. Belief is powerful. And a lot of people stays in the belief lane for a long time. And you need it. But, because what happens is, once you know where you're going, you again, this is nothing guaranteed. You will have challenges in this belief stage. But the thing is, once you know where you're going, at least you have one thing that you can hang your hat on, right? You might got your butt kicked that one day. You might be on the side of the road on your journey to success, but you can get that tire on that car, put it back on the road, and get back to your destination. That's the belief stage, right? Now, here's what we do best. Now, once I get you from the hope, now I got you in the belief stage, the final stage of success is pursuit. That's right, you heard it. Pursuit. Why is pursuit so powerful? Because you're no longer hoping. You're no longer hoping. You're not hoping anymore, right? You have moved past belief. You have moved past belief, right? And then you are just strictly committed and determined to get that goal no matter what happens. And man, that is a powerful stage to be in. When you commit to yourself, when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to do this and I don't care what it takes, you found the strongest version of you. And that version, my friend, can do anything. Anything. And that's what we got to do. We got to understand it. We got to get you out of just hoping something happens for you, to at least getting you to believe that it can happen for you, right? I can do this. So you know what? You're throwing everything out the way. It's like, I don't care. I'm making this happen. And very few people get to stage 3. Pursuit. Now, why am I passionate about this? It's the only thing that saved my life. If I hoped I was get out of poverty where I grew up at, I would never be talking to you today. If I had a little bit of belief, I wouldn't be here today. It was pursuit. I was committed. I was determined to get through it. Because I promise you, if you would have told me all the things I had to go through to accomplish, I would have never did it. But when you come up with a mindset and you don't care about what happened and you're going to get there, I don't care. I'm going to get there. When you take that approach in life, it doesn't matter anymore. It's just a matter of when it will happen for you. A matter of when. That's what we got to get to. Now, let me see if I can explain it in a way that you can understand it. The 3, steps, right? I like to think about traffic. Have you noticed when you just say your morning, especially if you're in like an urban city, like morning traffic, afternoon traffic, right? Most of these things are based on work. Now, you have people that take that route every day, right? And you have people that's on that road that are just there for something else. It's just the timing of it. They're not used to traveling this road. They're there. So, have you ever been on your way home and you know there's this one exit that everybody ought to get off on, right? You can see the line for miles, right? Most of the people that are in that line are people that don't travel that road every day, right? Because they see traffic, right? They see a challenge. First thing they do is, let me get over. Let me do the right thing. Let me get over, and they see the exit like 2 miles down the road, but they can see it. So they're sitting in their car. You know what I call that? That's the hope lane. When you hope you can get off this exit at some period of time. I hope I will be able to get to this exit so I can get home to my family in an hour or so. You hope that happens, right? But you're just sitting there in traffic. Boom, boom. Now we got the next lane, right? We got the people. Have you ever seen the people that, they kind of like creep up on the cars, and they kind of ease up, get in front of you, ease. And finally, eventually, somewhere up further, they'll decide to get over, right? That's the belief lane, right? Because why? Because they know that exit, they've been off it many times. They know it's up here, but I don't want to sit in this lane of hope. I'm just gonna get a little bit further than these people, and I'm just gonna try to see if somebody's gonna let me in. Somebody's gonna let me in towards closer to the exit, right? So those are people's beliefs. Why? Because they already know the path. They know the path, right? They've seen it. They know exactly what that exit takes them to. Now, the people in the hope lane, when they get off this exit, they don't know if it's another quick exit. They don't know if they got to make a left or right. So they just don't know. So they need to take they're just hoping they can get to the exit so they can figure this stuff out. Person who believes already know it, but they still got to deal with that challenge of all the traffic. So their path is, hey, I'm going to go up a little bit further and get in and merge over, like, instead of the people in hope sitting there for hours. Here's the best one. I know you've seen this before. Now we're going to move into the pursuit lane. Now, the pursuit lane is when you see the people that are in the hope lane just sitting there for hours, letting people that believe merge over and over and over, right? And then you got the pursuit lane. What's the pursuit lane? I know you've seen it. That is when you see an individual will drive their car literally to the exit. The actual, you cannot go any further and they get over. So they get over. I've seen people do it on the other side of the road, right? The part you shouldn't be driving on. Drive right down the side of the road, right? Why do they do that? Because they know this exit like the back of their hands. They know that they can go down this road and go all the way to the top, and somebody is going to let them in because they have confidence that somebody will let them in, or they're just going to take it. Doesn't matter. Those are the people you go, bah, 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 you blow the horn at, right? That's a pursuit lane. They have a tenacity. They don't care what it causes. They don't care the discomfort it causes other people. They're getting to their spot now. So does that make sense? You have the hope lane. You're sitting in traffic forever just hoping you get somewhere. Belief, I'm going to go a little bit further than hope. I'm going to go a little bit further, a little bit closer to the exit and then get over. So I surpass the people hope. But pursuit, baby, we're driving this thing all the way to the exit and we're merging over. And I'm sorry if I upset you in the process, but I got somewhere to be. I need you to look at life in that manner, right? Which lane are you in? You're in the hope lane? Are you in the hope lane? You just hope your life gets better? Is that it? Or you're in the belief lane, right? That you know this is the path. You know this is the path, but you're not 100% confident you can actually get there fast. So you just you do a little bit more than hope. Or are you in a pursuit, man? Pursuit is a stage in life where you just what? It doesn't matter. I'm getting here today. I say all of this because, again, things that happen in your life can apply to the things that you're doing in business as well, right? Life and business have principles. And what I just described to you was someone that has to go through a lot of stages and understanding the stages. The first step, like I said before, is you got to look at yourself in the mirror, right? Because regardless of which path you take, you're going to encounter something. And here's the thing. You have to understand. You never know what is going to happen to you, or as some people are saying now, happen for you. You have no control over that. The only thing you have control of is how you will respond to that. How will you respond? Right? That's what we got to get you to. And again, I break this down in steps because I think people need to process this when they're on their journey, right? People want to start at step 4. You can't start at step 4. Some people have to start at step 1. And it's okay, because if you get this strong foundation, then you're going to build on it and build on it and build on it. So when you hit step 4, you're ready to go. Not getting to step 4 and realize that, oh, I messed up a lot and I need to go backwards. We're not going backwards. Oh no. Oh no. See, once you start pushing that boulder, like I said before, up that mountain, right? I'd rather just summon enough energy to get this thing over the mountain, right? I'd rather spend my energy pushing it over the mountain than having that ball roll down on me and I have to come back up the mountain. Because I know that if I can get it up and get it on the other side, we're going to snowball. Success happens like that way. You'll work, nothing. It just feels like hard work. You want to quit, you're sweating, you're tired, you're hot, you're cursing, you're doing everything, right? This ain't fair. All these things are running through your mind. But the important part is your pursuit mindset. Even though they run through your mind, you're blocking it. And you're still doing the task. You're still taking the necessary step after step after step because you know you have a destination to get to. You can see the top of that mountain. You can see it. And as long as you can see it, you can achieve it, right? It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. So once you go through all these things, you get to this top. There's a moment where you just breathe. We call that stability, right? I did it. Right? I did it. And then you're going to see that ball just picks up speed going downhill. And you're going to look. And that ball doesn't require any more energy from you. That's success. I mean, because once you get through that hardship, right, and things are starting to roll downhill for you, right, you're going to see things that happen for you that you have nothing to do with, right? So that's why when you're going through these struggles, when you don't understand what you're going, it's preparing you for what's on the other side. Because once that ball starts going down the hill again, it doesn't require the same level of energy from you anymore. And things will happen because that thing now has momentum. People see you. The world see you. And not only do they see you as a hero because they saw you overcome something. I don't care who you are. Everybody loves an underdog story. Everybody. Right? Because that means that person went through something that most people are not willing to do. And I tell you right now, if you get a person like that on your team, or a person like that in your life, you got a winner. Right? Because life is not cookie cutter. Things happen in life. I want to know the person next to me is able to react and respond to whatever comes our way. That's a beautiful partner to have in life or in business. Right? So I know we have really hit on a lot of top topics today, but I really want you to hone in on this. Right? There is 3 types of stresses, right? You get to choose. It's in your court. Right? If you're in the struggle, you have to reframe it as this is just a season of my life. It is just a season of my life. Look, this last season of my life to get me here took me 8 years. It took me 8 years to get to here today. Right? I was a part of the 08-09 financial meltdown. All the work, all the great things I did in real estate went out the window. I completely had to restart. You want to talk about something that was deflating. You want to talk about something that I could have self-sabotaged. Like, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to do something new. Those are opportunities. I had so many people reach out to me in different industries that wanted me to, join them or work for them or whatever, right? But that was not in real estate. Now, I could have did it because I could have let that pain be a prisoner of that pain and in that shame that I just went through, right? Imagine that you have finally got to the point where you feel like you are making enough money that you're becoming financially free, not just for you, but your immediate family, right? It's a sense of pride with that, man. Sense of pride in, if your mom calls and she needs something, you got it. Dad called, whoever that immediate circle is, you got it. It's a sense of pride in that. And imagine in a span of, a month, 2 months, it's all taken away from you. From literally something that it was out of your control. We knew some kind of recession was coming, but no one knew all this was happening. Now I had a choice to make. Now I could have stayed in that season and just did the next thing, self-sabotage. You know what? I'm done with real estate. I'm done with it. I could have did that, right? I just spent 15 years of my life building a real estate life, and it's over with like that in months. I could have gave myself the out. I could have self-sabotaged myself and got into another industry that I knew that would not give me the pleasure because it's not my purpose, right? It's not my purpose. So I had to go through that stage, guys. So now I'm stressing because now it's shameful for me to even be around people because I am broke all over again. I never thought I would be in that spot again. Never thought I'd be there, right? That level of disappointment is why people self-sabotage, right? Because you can't take another loss in your life. You just can't. I know somebody hear me out there. You can't take another loss. Like, I know what that feels like. But when I pull myself together, what got me there was not hope. I didn't hope things would get better for me, right? Because I knew that didn't work because I was doing everything right. I didn't have belief things could get better for me because I already did it before. I know there's a path for this, right? What got me through was the pursuit, meaning that I got my ass kicked. I have nothing, but guess what? It's a version of me that been here before. It is a version of me that been here before, that had literally nothing, not even running water, right? So when I start putting that into perspective, when I start harnessing that little inner kid in me again, like, I got to get out. I became 10 years old again, right? I tapped into the dog in me like I told you the first time, because that person is your superpower. We cannot put that person in the bad bucket of life. We cannot. That is your cape. That is your superpower, people. And that's what I did. I flipped it. Said, you know what? I don't care about what I did before. I'm going to rebuild it. And I rebuilt it, man. I stayed committed. It took me 10 years to get back. I went back to school. I had 12 jobs. I did everything to be sitting here today. It took me 12 years to get back. 12 years. And the amazing thing is, people only saw part of this journey, right? So they just see me today and they just think no, none of this happened. None of this happened overnight. You know what? Success comes with scars, guys. You got to get used to it. Look, you see this thing on my neck? I got a scar on my neck, right? Success comes with scars. And you know why other successful people like dealing with people that are successful? And they know right away what type of person you are, because how you carry yourself in front of them and what you do can tell them that you have scars of success all over you. Because if you walk in there and everything is great and nothing ever went wrong and you just made massive amount of money, you're extremely lucky or you're lying. You're lucky or you're lying, right? Because no one can just go through life, especially if you're talking first generational, and just have nothing but success. So that is either you're lying or you're lucky. And people that are successful do not like either of those, right? They want consistency. Consistency wins. They want to know on the worst day, who are you? And that is the person they want to invest in. They don't invest in the person when everything is great. They want to know when everything falls apart, can I count on you? Right? And you should also understand that, right? Because we come up with all these reasons to self-sabotage why people don't provide opportunities. I get it. I understand. But if you take these steps I'm trying to tell you and you really process them, it's going to open you up to opportunity, right? Because the minute you get comfortable with sharing your story, it's nothing to be shameful for. Like, you don't have to have shame because you have a story. That story is the most powerful thing about you. You can talk about all the accolades you want in most circles of real people that, winning in life. You know what they're going to hone in? They're going to hone in on that thing that changed your life. And that thing that changed your life wasn't the money. It was the thing you overcame. That's right. That is your superpower. So the goal is to get you out of being a prisoner of your pain Take the shame out of your story and get on the stages of success. That's what we got to do, guys. And I know that was a lot today. I mean, this is hot, but this is meaningful information. And I hope you can see that this is pouring out. And I want you to share this with anybody you think need to hear this message, right? I want you to have them go to my YouTube and subscribe, because it's not just about real estate. Because what we get wrong is I got to get you stable before I ever get you talking about real estate, right? You, the person, we got to rebuild you, because I know what that feels like. Right? And with the market being like it is, the gap between hardworking people and the thing they desire is only getting bigger. So we got to do something different. So I hope you enjoyed today. We went over a lot. We'll be back next week. So in the meantime, to the next time, stay in pursuit. Let's go. Thank you for listening to the Pursuit to Own podcast. If today's episode inspired you, don't stop here. Take the next step toward owning your future. Visit pursuitToOwn.com to sign up and join our growing community of wealth builders. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Pursuit to Own for updates, tips, and success stories. Together, we're turning dreams into assets. Until next time, stay in pursuit.